Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie spoke to the media yesterday, and you won't believe what he said. Plus, the Kelly green jerseys are back. Who's ready to see the Birds bring back that iconic look? But first, let's run it. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Josh Davis here. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Reminder, live show tonight with Thomas Mott, 7 o'clock Eastern. Got the link in my channel, so be sure to check that out. Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie spoke to the media yesterday, and well, you just have to hear it.
I think I can answer it a different way, which is offenses dominate in this league. We had an outstanding defense this year. I think we were number 2 in defense, number 3 and number 1 or 2 in pass defense, and record number of sacks, and outstanding defense, outstanding offense. I mean, it was why we dominated the season. You come to games with great quarterbacks, and Brady, Mahomes, Jalen, Nick Foles when he played that day. Offenses dominate in this league, and that's why we've always focused more resource allocation on making sure we have an outstanding offense, because it is very hard to stop. I'll add Jalen to this. The Jalen Hurtses, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, the young guns and the old guns, Aaron Rodgers and all that group. It's impossible given the rules of this league. And I think, I think it was maybe started back with Andy, but we've always wanted to have dynamic offense and know that you can have a really good defense, but it's very hard to stop a really dynamic offense. In our 2 Super Bowls, neither offenses really were stopped very often. And I'll go back, 1:43, 1 timeout, let's roll.
1:43 with 1 timeout. I think all of us would have obviously wanted to see that in the Super Bowl, and you could tell what Lurie thinks right there is if we had the ball with 1:43 to 1 timeout, with the way that game had been played, there's no chance that we would have been stopped, really, with the field conditions too, but really the Chiefs defense had not been able to stop any single drive. I mean, with the exception of maybe one, and you could argue the fumble, but it was going to be a lock. I think with a 1:43 timeout, go down there, tie the game, win the game. You heard it with Nick Sirianni telling the defense, hey, you got to stop, we go win the Super Bowl. But it's could have, should have, would have at this point, and I hate it. But again, Lurie mentions, and this is the crazy thing. Want to get your guys' thoughts too. Is he basically says defense no longer wins championships. He says offenses are dominant. Offenses are the most important, and that's why we resource allocation more towards the offense. And we've seen this all off season long. I mean, take a look at what the Eagles have already built and where they're spending money, versus where they're not. So you take a look at the draft picks recently, the trades, obviously A.J. Brown last season, and everyone's speculating, hey, does this mean Bijan Robinson's on the table? I think it does. I think this speaks more to, you know what, this may change the typical structure and what Howie does in previous drafts, because we've seen the Eagles are obviously building and have really consistently, like Lurie mentions, had strong offenses. But I think even more, the way the rules are, the way the game is being played, the way it's wanting to be more free-flowing, I guess more appealing to the fans, obviously, with higher scores. But the offenses are the teams that win, and you see that most of the time. But curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Do defenses win championships still, or is it up to the offense? I could get it from both ways. I understand if you had a better defense, if you had a team that played better defense against the Chiefs, we could be having a different story. We may have won the Super Bowl. But at the same time, you argue the Chiefs didn't really have a great defense. They just had a phenomenal offense. They did get some breaks, probably played more complete football because the special teams played a lot better than us, to be honest, as well. It's an interesting statement, especially as an owner of a team here, and you're talking about the entire NFL, but practically saying the offense is the more important side of the football. So I get it. You have to score to win. No doubt about that. But the MO for a long time had been defense wins championships, and it seems like maybe that's shifting. If you see the recent teams that have won and the structures of teams, we'll just have to see. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Another comment, and I think something we were all waiting for from Jeffrey Lurie, is about the Kelly green jersey. So if you didn't catch the interview or the press conference, I encourage you to go check it out. It's in the description below. But the official word is the Kelly green jerseys will be back. And so take a look at this article. This is by Jimmy Kinski of the Philly Voice, but it says Eagles will wear alternate Kelly green jerseys in 2023. And it says here, quote, "At long last, the Philadelphia Eagles will wear Kelly green jerseys and helmets during a game in 2023. 2023. The announcement came from Jeffrey Lurie at the NFL owners meetings, aka the site of the annual Kelly Green jersey update. What took so long? Well, let's start from the beginning. The Eagles last wore Kelly Green jerseys and helmets during the 2010 season. Thereafter, the league implemented a rule that teams could only have one helmet color on the basis that players would always wear the same helmet, which apparently at the time was viewed as some sort of player safety precaution. Occasionally, you might see teams like the Packers or Bears wear throwback helmets, but only the decals change, not the base color of the helmet. The Eagles could have worn Kelly Green jerseys, but because the one color helmet rule was in effect, they would still have to wear their midnight green helmets, and Kelly Green jerseys with midnight green helmets would have looked dumb. In June of 2021, however, the league approved a new rule that allowed for teams to have one alternate color helmet, but in a cruel twist, the football gods seemingly did not want the Eagles to wear Kelly Green yet, and the Birds' plans were delayed because they had already submitted black as their alternate color for the 2022 season. End quote. The article goes on to mention just kind of what changed, obviously the different alternate colors, but now it's official that the Eagles have submitted and they're going to have them. So sometime in 2023, I would love to see them as a home opener. I'm just saying, the last time that happened was in 2010. You see here, obviously we remember that game. Kevin Kolb was the starting quarterback. Boy, how times have changed, but got injured. Obviously the concussion goes out, and who comes in? Mike Vick. He plays phenomenal. Obviously the Eagles lost to the Packers there, but it kind of set in motion Vick and kind of the resurgence. Love to see that team, and just look at those colors. I'm sorry, but it really doesn't get much better than that. Also, if you take a look too, I know that NFL had posted on their Instagram page, but I mean, come on, you got Jalen Hurts there, Devontae Smith. If the Kelly Green jerseys and the color combination are anything close to that, oh my gosh, thumbs up for that. I can't wait. I've seen so many people saying, take my money. The Kelly Green jerseys are going to take all my money. Mine too, because I think those are phenomenal. It doesn't really get much more fire than that. Just the look, the classic brand, the appeal. So just can't wait to see that. What do you guys think though? Are you excited about the Kelly Green? Another argument that I saw too is people were saying, oh no, Midnight Green is better than Kelly Green. If some people have been mentioning that on Twitter, I know WIP Ike Reese was mentioning that he prefers Midnight Green over the Kelly Green. Me personally, I like the Kelly Green, but let me know what you guys think. What, Midnight Green, Kelly Green, what's the debate? Let me know. And speaking of jerseys, the other topic that came up and what Jeffrey Lurie had mentioned is that the NFL owners voted to approve the number 0. So you may have seen this, but there's now going to be an agent 0 on every team, or could be on every team. So what player will the Eagles have there? But you take a look at the article, it says NFL owners vote in favor of letting players wear number 0. This is from ESPN, but it says, quote, the jersey number 0 is coming to rosters across the NFL. The league voted on Tuesday to allow players other than offensive and defensive linemen to wear the jersey number 0. The proposal was submitted by the Philadelphia Eagles and also allows kickers and punters to use any jersey numeral between 0 to 49 and 90 to 99. End quote. Now, again, the article kind of goes on more of the retrospect and the behind-the-scenes things and all that, but you take a look there, obviously anyone other than offensive or defensive linemen can wear the number 0. So then it starts making you question or think about, who should it be? I've heard some people say Reed Blankenship should be Agent 0. It'd be cool to have some sort of safety, a defensive player wearing 0. I've heard some that say Rashad Penny, kind of the resurgence. If he's 0 and he's here, he's got a lot to prove. Number of Eagles players that you can consider, or a draft pick. I know Christian Gonzalez, if you draft the corner, he was 0 in college. Maybe that guy. I did a deal about J.L. Skinner. He wore 0 at Boise State. I don't know if you just let him walk in and take 0, because I'm sure it's probably going to be pretty coveted by some of the players, but it'll be interesting to see. I think it'll be looking awesome, especially you pair that up with the Kelly Green jerseys. Again, I cannot wait to see that. Very excited. Who should the Eagles have as their Agent 0? Let me know in the comments below. Again, reminder, live show tonight here in a couple hours with Thomas Mott on the Thomas Mott Show, 7 o'clock Eastern. Be sure to tune in there. Your chance to win an Eagles jersey. Could it be a number 0? And what would that look like? So be sure to like and subscribe as always. Appreciate the support. Until next time, I'm Josh Davis, and this has been the Philly Special.